Hello, this is Elizabeth from tfal.com, and I am here with Leigh Walton from Top Shelf Productions.
How's it going?
Good, and he's here to introduce Top Shelf Month at tfal.com.
That's right. We are going to be kicking off a month of cool top shelf stuff on tfal.com, including discounts and in-store coupon. You can tell us more about that.
Yes, online, if you go to our homepage, you'll see a big image that says Top Shelf Month. All the books online are 20% off, and then we'll also be having some cool interviews like this one, and some previews all month long, and then on our blog. And then in-store, we're going to have a coupon that you can have 25% off any Top Shelf book.
Awesome deal.
Yeah, well, why don't you get us started talking about Top Shelf?
Okay, well, Top Shelf Productions is a publisher of graphic novels. We've been around since 1997, and we publish kind of all kinds of things. Really, the common thread is stories that have really a unique art style and really good storytelling. We try to focus on books that have a sort of a heart with humanity inside, as well as a really cool story and really nice production design. So you can see behind us here some of our new and recent, as well as some of our best-selling titles from years past. A lot of these are personal favorites of mine, and hopefully of you as well. If you haven't checked out these titles, they're all available from TFAW, and they're all discounted because we're discounting top shelf books all month long at tfal.com.
Absolutely. So what's your personal history with comics?
Well, I personally got started with Top Shelf in 2007 at Comic-Con. I was on board as an intern, and 2007 Comic-Con was sort of working behind the booth selling the books, and I was just in the right place at the right time. They were looking to add on a PR guy, and I was looking to join up. And I couldn't be happier. Top Shelf is really my favorite publisher, and it's been just a dream to be working with them ever since.
So you talked a little bit about stories with a heart. What do you think is the Top Shelf identity? If you kind of had to crystallize it, what sets Top Shelf apart from other comic book publishers?
A lot of our most famous books are autobiographical, like this one here, Blankets by Craig Thompson, also Clumsy by Jeffrey Brown, many of his other books. As well as some of our new books in the Swedish Invasion, like this one, 120 Days of Simon. It's a really cool autobiographical story. This one, Hey Princess by Mats Jansson. So we're really interested in real life and how that can be represented in comics. But a lot of our books are also fictional, all kinds of adventure stories and science fiction and action stories and stuff for kids. But really the thing that ties it together is this idea of connecting to the humanity in a character or in a situation, and we don't really publish anything unless we feel like it's got that kind of truth and depth and something that you can reread again and again and fall in love with. I like to say that we publish books to fall in love with. So.
And it seems like a lot of people have fallen in love with them due to the long list of Eisner and Harvey and other awards that Top Shelf has received.
Yeah, we're very honored to be so well respected and to publish so many great authors. It's easy for me to do my job selling the books because I love them all so much, and it's easy to sell somebody on a book when it's really great.
Well, why don't you tell us more about the Swedish Invasion? How did that get started?
Well, the Swedish Invasion kicked off a couple years ago when the Swedish comics scene sort of invited Top Shelf publisher Chris Staros to come over to Sweden for a festival. And normally when international folks want to invite folks over to come, they want to get the best-selling author or artist, but this was really a cool, flattering moment for Chris as the publisher to come out and really be a VIP over at that Swedish show. And so he went over there and had a really great time and found a lot of sort of common ground with the Swedish alternative comics scene. And in fact, a lot of the books that they were doing are influenced by some of the books that we publish, like Jeffrey Brown's work. And so we found a couple books that they were publishing that we really loved and wanted to bring over into English. And we licensed out Jeffrey Brown's Clumsy to be published in a Swedish edition. And so we grabbed a couple of their best-selling titles and stuff that we thought would do really well in the US. 120 Days of Simon is about a cartoonist and a rapper named Simon Gardenfors who comes up with this crazy idea for a road trip around the country, spending 120 days, never sleeping in the same place twice, and it sort of turns into this epic journey of sex, drugs, and hip-hop. It's a really cool story, and he does sort of grow up and learn something about himself in the process. Hey Princess is sort of a hipster memoir of being in your 20s in the big city and falling in and out of love and trying to be cooler than everyone else. And it's great because he's representing himself at that moment, but he's also looking back from this very cynical, older perspective and realizing I was a total idiot back then. You know? So that one's really fun. And then The Troll King is a totally unique book. It's in full color. It's kind of a psychedelic, surreal story, kind of in the vein of Hayao Miyazaki, like stories like Princess Mononoke and his other movies, where there's this like magical biology world where things follow their own laws, but they're not quite the laws of nature that we're used to. And it's just a cool, mind-bending kind of a story. And then we have a couple other anthologies called From the Shadow of the Northern Lights, which is a collection of short stories. Volume 1 in black and white, and Volume 2 is in color, by Swedish authors. So definitely check those out.
There's just a little peek inside Volume 2.
The Swedish scene is really kind of this hotbed of creativity in indie comics, and pretty much none of this stuff has been seen in the US before, and we're really excited to be partnering with the Swedish artists and publishers, especially a publisher called Galago, to really bring that stuff to American shores, and I think you'll really enjoy it.